We are all the same, yet we don't all face the same challenges. Next on Carpe Diem. Hello and welcome to Carpe Diem. From Montclair State University School of Communication and Media, my name is Nina Kharoufeh. As an American Muslim, I think that valuing and treasuring diversity is a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, not everyone can agree. Let's take a closer look at an American Muslim who's shaking things up in the media and who's helping to dispel the negative stigma behind being a Muslim in America.
SiriusXM Insight, the Dean Obeidallah Show.
Daily Beast contributor Dean Obeidallah is joining me now. Daily Beast contributor Dean Obeidallah joins me now for more on this.
Me? I'm Dean Obeidallah. I'm a former lawyer turned comedian. I host a show on SiriusXM Radio, right from the Daily Beast and CNN. I try to use humor in the media to raise political issues and counter negative stereotypes about Muslims. Stereotype about Muslims? That we're really funny, we're great at radio, we're great dressers, people love us. Oh, those are the negative stereotypes. Well, obviously, things about terrorism, and we want to impose Islamic law in America, and we want to take over, or we're not loyal to this country. You hear all these things over and over again from people who don't know Muslims generally, who just think the worst of us. And the idea that we're going to impose Islamic law in this country, we're like 1% of the country. How are we going to overpower 300 million people and impose it? We don't want to. But even if I wanted to, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to impose Islamic law tomorrow. I'm outnumbered by 300 million to 1. How are we going to do this? It's not going to happen. But these are the stereotypes we fight against. I do know that I get, angry hate mail, that kind of stuff from people who hate Muslims. I get hate tweets, hate mail, a whole bunch of stuff. I get things like, go back to your country, which is New Jersey. I get stuff like, Muslims suck, and you're all terrorists, and all this garbage. And it's the same thing. And the ones who are sending this stuff tend to be really stupid. I find a connection between stupidity and hating Muslims. There are a few well-educated people who hate Muslims, but generally it's the morons. And they're the same morons who hate black people or Jews or gays. It's all the same. People who hate tend to hate. They tend not to just hate one group either. So, it's a lot of times it doesn't make sense. And I read them on my show. And they say, "What we do, PS, I hate you," because I think it's funny. I think they're idiots, and I think it's fun to expose them. Right, here was a simple one. They tweeted because of Milo. They tweeted to me, "You are an insufferable prick." Why? Just okay, but maybe I am. In the big picture of things, if you're a conservative, I probably am an insufferable prick. So that's kind of honest. We're normal people. We're like everything else. In America, every minority group is like Muslims. That we're very diverse. And in our case, we're all different races too. So I think that people don't realize all the different fields we work in, from doctors to lawyers to their teachers, the person who drives from the airport, who checks them in, who works at TSA in New York. There are Muslims there who serve in the military. There's about 5,000 Muslim Americans serving right now in the U.S. military. About 1,000 Muslims serve in the NYPD and in numerous other police forces around the country. That I don't think people just don't see that because they don't know a Muslim. Unless you're a woman wearing hijab, they probably can't tell you're a Muslim. You can't look at most people and tell their faith. So I think a little bit is that Muslims have to get out there and tell people who we are and say, "Hey, by the way, I'm Muslim." Not nonstop, but within reason. I think polls show that it's a troubling time. I mean, most Americans don't have a positive view of Muslims. And I think that's a big part that we're such a small community. We're maybe 1% of the country. Polls show only about 30% of Americans even know a Muslim. So I think that the upside is that people who do know a Muslim have a much more positive view of Islam and Muslims. I'm going to Canada. That's how it's going to head. I think the country is heading in a very challenging place right now with President Donald Trump, who really is a man who's used bigotry of Latinos, of immigrants in general, of Muslims, demonizing the disabled and women to win. It scares me. I have some optimism though, because our Constitution is pretty strong. I don't think even Donald Trump can overpower the United States Constitution. But I think we're still going in a dark area in this country, and I'm hoping that in the next year or two we'll come out of it. And the silver lining are there are more communities now standing up for Muslims. There's so much more alliance with Jews and Christians than ever before, who are standing up and defending us and saying it's wrong how we're being attacked. So I'm optimistic, but I think it's going to be a challenge the next couple of years.
Now we'll focus on a Muslim who faces a great deal of hardship in her day-to-day life. Aside from fighting bigotry through comedy and media like Dean, Muslims are breaking stereotypes on other levels as well. Nina Kharoufeh, my sister, is part of law enforcement and faces some challenges as well. Let's take a look.
My name is Sally. I'm a Palestinian American Muslim. I work in law enforcement. I serve 2 police departments. In Cliffside Park Police, I'm a part-time special. What a special does is usually traffic posts, crowd control, foot patrol, vehicle patrol, matroning. That's usually if there's a female under arrest, they need another female, which is myself, that would come search her and get her situated. And in Edgewater, I'm a full-time dispatcher, 911, EMS, and fire dispatcher. So basically answer the phone, dispatching officers or firefighters or EMTs as to where they need to go. I got into my field when I was, I would say, a freshman in high school. My dad is mentally ill, and he got into some type of issue with a few officers, and long story short is they ended up pepper spraying him, and there was about 4 to 5 of them, and it was just him. And my dad is like 100 pounds soaking wet. So I just felt that was wrong of them to do, and I want to be the reason why people change their views on law enforcement. Well, I've been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a few years now. What got me into it was when I first got hired as a special, I was on a foot patrol post by myself, and that area is usually where there's a lot of bars and a lot of intoxicated people, and I faced a physical altercation with a male, and I wouldn't say I lost, but I wouldn't say I won either. It was pretty much just a pushing fest. He had pushed me, I had pushed him, and then we just waited for backup to arrive. And I remember in that moment feeling like, if they didn't arrive so fast, what would I have done? And I just hated that feeling inside of me. So I told myself that there's something that I needed to do to better myself and to make sure I'm never in that situation again. So I did some research and I found a great school nearby. And since then, I've loved it and been there for a few years now. And it's something I'm really passionate about. Difficulties being a female on its own is always the hardest, and I feel that it's not just hard from the public, it's hard within the department. Because if you have people outside the department that underestimate women, the people inside pretty much probably feel the same. And for me, I just feel like certain people just feel that you'll never be as good as they are, or you'll never amount to what they've amounted to just because you're a female. So not just being a Muslim is hard, being a female is also hard. There was a situation at work one time where I was working a funeral detail, and a man approached me and he said, "Oh, if I was the chief of your department, I would never allow you to wear that thing on your head." And he walked away before I could even say something. I feel like the media, it could be your best friend or your worst nightmare. And with me being a Muslim and being in law enforcement, I feel like for me, it's like a lose-lose situation, because being a Muslim, you're looked at as a terrorist, you're looked as if you're oppressed if you're a woman, and if you're in law enforcement, you're looked at as a racist or as a cop killer or whatever they call them these days. And both of them are false, obviously. Muslim women are always often mistaken for being oppressed or not having a voice or not being able to do certain things, but that's totally false. I am the prime example of it. I train jiu-jitsu, I work in law enforcement. Me and my girlfriends go on trips all the time. Me and my sisters go on trips all the time. We are free, we are independent, and we hope that more Muslim women can use us as examples so that way they can break that barrier as well.
From the entertainment industry to law enforcement, being a minority isn't always an easy thing to be. Let's see how this affects the clothing industry. We're now joined by the founder and the co-founder of Beautiful Soul New York City, Mohammad Ahmad, as well as Adham Ziyadeh.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you guys so much for being here and taking time out of your very busy schedules, especially for shedding light on such a very sensitive topic. Mohammad, let's start with you. Tell me a little about yourself.
So my name is Mohammad. I'm 24 years old. I own a restaurant in Chicago. It's called Baba Salam. We started Baba Salam. Can we start over 1 second?
Take a deep breath. We're all friends here. Promoting your blind. No
Right.
pressure.
I got
So
you.
tell me about your restaurant. You said it's in
Right.
Chicago?
It's in Chicago, so yeah, I have a few talents. So we have a restaurant called Baba Salam. We have the clothing line Beautiful Soul, and we're just trying to merge things. The reason why we got into the restaurant, it was just to bring light into the Arab culture of restaurants, and like hummus, shawarma, just to bring that
Everyone's favorite foods.
you know, and just have people try our culture. You know, and it's a great way to bring people together.
That's awesome. Edhem, tell me about yourself.
21 years old, from Fairview, New Jersey. I go to school studying communications broadcasting. I also have a minor in business. I also work at a restaurant pretty much full time.
Very busy schedule.
Very busy schedule, like always. Definitely busy all the time. But you know, we're always like Mo said, we're always trying to shed some light in different ways. No matter if it's the restaurant business or the clothing industry, we always try to shed different light. We both grew up in poverty, so we definitely know how it feels like for having nothing. So we appreciate every little thing we have in this world. So we try to shed some of that and show everybody that with every design we make, we appreciate everybody as well.
That's amazing. So you guys have this clothing line, Beautiful Soul, New York City, but you guys call it a movement. Why is that?
It's one of the biggest movement that we ever started 4 years ago, because after all this problem's been going in social media, the news, and just being an Arab American living in Brooklyn, right? 9/11 happens and stuff like that, and then completely a lot of people's lives change. So later on, I started a company, Beautiful Soul, and we started off just putting in Arabic letters. So when people ask you what it means, it's like Beautiful Soul. Some people thought it literally means I'm gonna blow you up later. So we got a lot of like hate from it, but slowly from our collections and designs, it was slowly bringing people together.
So the collection itself, what exactly do you sell?
Well, we sell pretty much almost everything. We have joggers, we have long sleeves, we have the short sleeves, we have the tank tops, we have the hoodies, we have the whole 9 yards. But it's not what we really have; it's what it says. The design says itself.
Yeah, because you guys have very distinct designs. What inspires those designs, Mohammad?
Well, me and Adam will talk, right? So, like, there you see a guy, like, shooting something, right? And the design in the back, in the front, is two heads clashing each other, right? So you don't know if they're enemies or friends, or you don't know, but people always bump their heads, right? There's always something. Someone's going to find an opinion, they're going to find an argument. What we did was, with our art, we always did a design or a collection that's always going to have a conversation. Someone's going to have their opinion on the art. Some people are going to like it, and some people are not. We took a risk on a few designs, and to get to our 16 collection, starting from our first collection. So you can imagine how many different collections we had. You know, some collections that we made, we were not even allowed to be in the airport. You know.
Can you tell me a little about them? What did they look like?
You know, we had this one collection, right? It was a hijabi woman, right? She's in the...
Oh, Muslim woman who wears a scarf.
Yeah,
Just to clarify.
You know, she's in the back of the hoodie, and it's a beautiful design. And on the front, it just has Brooklyn written in Arabic. So people will see, and as soon as they'll get scared, like a little bit, they don't know what the hoodie says. As soon as they see the lady in the scarf, they're very terrified. Like, they don't know if they want you in the airport. And plus, my name is Mohammad Ahmad. That does not help.
It's not a very popular name.
No, it's not. And I'm always on the fly list, you know? Like, I can fly literally if I want to go to Chicago, to New York. They put me in, like, in the waiting list. They got to search me. Sometimes make me buy a new ticket.
Wow.
You know, so there's a lot
That
of...
must be frustrating.
You know, it is what it is.
So, and then he was talking about the design, saying that they bring a lot of negative vibes by it. Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think society has those
People
views?
just see the Arabic writing and assume something right away.
Why do you think
after
that is, though?
Well, you see the media, you see the people listen to what others say, so a lot of people just don't think with their heart. People just see what others say about, and they just go with the flow, and they're just like, oh, you know, he's a bad person, you know something? I think he is a bad person, so I'm just going to be on him, just make him look like a bad person. And, oh, they said he's a terrorist, I'm going to just keep calling him terrorist, because he's saying it, so he's got to be right, you know, and people are just, unfortunately, like that. They just believe what they see, which is why we have the collections. When they come out with the design, there's the strong meaning behind the design makes someone think. And when you think about something, you just change your assumption about a different, you change your assumption about what you thought about it before.
So you guys clearly put a lot of thought, effort, emotion into
Absolutely.
all your products. Why is this cause so important to you?
Well, it's important to me because when we started this company, it was not just about, oh, we're going to do this for the media. We don't care about the media, to be honest. What we did was just change the people's lives in the community. From having Beautiful Soul, helping single mothers with tutoring so we can tutor their children, you know, and to provide programs. And also to bring self-love to communities and to teach people to love themselves and not to give up on themselves or commit suicide or anything like that. You know, and just if we were not Arabic, right, and if I was Spanish or whatever, and I just had the Arabic written thing in a different language, it would be probably a different outcome. But right now, it's just the media is targeting just the Arabs because it's a time of history, you know. Everyone's gonna get bullied, you know. You just gotta like be through it, I guess.
So what sets your brand apart from others?
Definitely, honestly, I would have to say is we do it for everybody. We do it for the people. We don't do it for us. We do it to motivate others, to inspire others, and people really look into it and they actually see the vision that we have for everybody, because the goal that we're trying to set out here is just bring peace and love towards around everybody. And each design, that's what is meant for, a life struggle, something, you know, to bring peace and love towards someone, because not everyone's perfect and you don't know what someone else is going through in their lifestyle. So we always try to shed some light, some hope for everybody through our shirts.
So Mohammad, this is for you. So here's the $1 million question. Get ready for it.
Okay.
Do you think being a Muslim is going to help you or hurt you in the future?
You know, I think
in regards to your
both.
clothing line.
It's both, to be honest. The good part is that I'm happy to be a Muslim, you know. I'll never be ashamed about it or anything. I respect all cultures and religions, but I think it would hurt my company, because when we started doing the Arabic written stuff, right, we were getting so much heat, like so much heat. Soon as we did less of the Arabic culture, people were happy about it, you know. So we did like more different type of collections. People were so happy, and then we were like a little upset because we were trying to be true to ourselves, and people didn't want us to do the Arabic written stuff. From the old like fan base, they want the old collection. The new fan base, they want the old collection, but they don't want to wear it in this time of this era. If that makes any sense, you know. Every collection we make, it's art. You know, we don't make a million of them. We make a few. When we make those few, it gets sold out. And once it's sold out, we're not going to make it again, because it's art, you know. We don't do it for the check. We just do it to spread a message. And we have people that collect it, by the way. So,
that's awesome. So Adham, where do you see Beautiful Soul in the next 5 years?
Definitely see it everywhere. I see it all over. Our goal is definitely to see it in different states, having a lot of people around the world getting the opportunity to get a chance to see the shirt and read it and realize our brand. That's the goal. And I think that we have a great opportunity with the way we're moving. Definitely, we can do big things. Especially 2 years ago, I was still in high school, and that's when really we hopped on like the team Beautiful Soul. And there was an artist from New Jersey that was really coming up as well, in Fetty Wap. And while he was coming up, the brand was slowly blowing up as well, and we got the opportunity to do some work with his management and his whole crew. So we can't really complain about that. We knew we had something special when people that were blowing up, you know, celebrities and very big popular people that started realizing like, wow, like this is something different than everything else we wear. So we're definitely gonna like stick to it, and that's our goal, is to send a message to anybody, and we definitely have something special on our hands.
So Mohammad,
yes.
The line is out, it's online, it's on Instagram, everybody could buy it. What's the next step?
The next step, honestly, it's gonna be like a volcano. Me and I'm gonna call him A. We've been working like crazy, and honestly, to have the brand doing amazing, and we're closing other deals too, and to launch like a record label because of the whole Beautiful Soul thing is so awesome too, because we're helping people that we know personally, and like they have talent, you know, and we don't have to do that. We're doing it because it opened the door for us, and from doing that, we're helping other people launch other brands and co-signing and helping other people. So alhamdulillah, everything is working out planned. You're gonna have battlefields and stuff like that. People are gonna be against you, but we learned from the beginning it's always gonna be like that.
So the clothing line boils down to the inspiration due to your religion and ethnicity. Do either one of you remember a time where you felt discriminated against, either at school or at work, because of your religion?
Oh man, too many.
Too many? Okay, you could just give me one each.
Yeah, all right. Well, I was there was this time in middle school where everybody just, when they knew I was Arabic, they would just keep calling me terrorist. They keep try to pick fights with me, and then, it led to a point where I was literally sitting in the cafeteria alone, eating, like no friends, nothing, because there was people just really, they saw one kid picking on me, and then everybody else joined, and everybody's like, oh, he's a terrorist, all this stuff. And then when I would get into fights, they would it wouldn't be just a one-on-one. Everybody would just jump on it. And then there was one point where I was literally just so upset and everything. It just left me pretty much
So
sick.
bullying in high school is a big thing because you were basically Palestinian.
Pretty much.
And everybody knew it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even in this day and age, throughout all the diversity, you still think kids are going to get bullied in the
Unfortunately, I think so, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see what happens, because, things, you never know, things might do change. But I think that, unfortunately, there's still going to be people out there that are going to be after one another. So.
What about you, Mohammad?
One time I was in the airport, and I'm going to Dubai, and I have the Beautiful Soul shirt on me. And everything's written in Arabic, by the way. So I'm on the line, and the security guards coming to me, like, sir, you got to step off the line. So they're searching me. They do a hand scan. They do a face mask. It's so many things. They tell me, oh, you can't go on your flight, because of what's on your shirt. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm not trying to do anything in the plane. I'm just trying to go have a good vacation. Next thing you know they bring a translator, and they delay my plane and everything, and they're like, your shirt, what does it say? I'm like, if you guys want, you can just Google it, So I was a little heated in the situation. Later on, when they found out it was Beautiful Soul and the Arabic thing meant Beautiful Soul, they didn't know what to say, And that was one of the reasons why I put it in Arabic, to let their mind wander. Their mind could wander in negative places or in positive places. In that situation, it was nothing positive. So.
You also mentioned something earlier about how different periods of time, different races were the ones being bullied by the media and things like that. So where do you see Muslims being in the next couple of years?
I think it's going to be a little, it's going to be difficult to be an Arab American in America or an Arab living anywhere right now. And the only message I can give anyone or any advice, you have to understand it's going to be like this for maybe a few more years or many more. You never know, because it's just the way we live in right now. Humans, they like to pick on things, and it's them. It's just something that is just on TV that they see, Do you think that people just jump on the bandwagon, or do you think that people really dislike different minorities? I wish you didn't ask me this question, because you also got to think about the cause and the effect of the situation, So some people are not going to like Arabs or because of what happened in 9/11 or the things that's happening in the Middle East, and not Arabs are not going to like the other side of it too. The only thing I can say is people have to understand to get along with each other. If no one can get along with each other, we're just going to have the same situation over and over.
So what goals do you guys set for yourselves in regards to your clothing line, as well as trying to make a difference in society's views?
Well, every year, 5 times a year, me and we go to different high schools in Brooklyn, New Jersey, and we talk to kids. We tell them how to try to become an entrepreneur, don't give up in school, follow your dreams and stuff. And talking to kids from all different kind of race is pretty cool, because they get to see your outlook on it too. That's what we like to do, help people and show them you don't have to be like the other kid. You don't have to wait on nobody. You want to get something done, you get it done on your own. Until people start taking you serious, where one day you can have an interview with Nina, So you never know.
So tell me about these experiences when you go to these high schools. Do you feel like you motivate them? Are they just trying to make money, or?
Well, there's a lot of different reactions we actually get. Certain kids that you see, the kids that actually get enlightened, they're like, wow, I have some, because you never know who's really motivating one person in their lifestyle. You know, some people might not have a father, some people might not have a mother, some people might not even have a role model at all. So going into those high schools and getting the opportunity to talk to those kids and seeing everybody like, wow, like people actually believe in us and we could do it, and helping them strive, it definitely puts a smile on our faces, and you could see it in their faces that they're excited and they want to just get going and they want to start rocking and rolling what they want to do.
So what are a couple words of advice that you tell them?
Just never give up. Don't ever listen to what anybody tells you, and the sky's the limit. And if you, whatever you want to do in your life, you go out there and you do it, because the only person that can really stop you is yourself, and you don't need anybody's help to do it. We live in an amazing country. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want to do in it, as long as you stick your mind to it, and the sky's the limit, like I said.
So where can everybody find you? How can they buy your merchandise?
Well, they can go to bsnyc.net, or they can go to bs_NYC on Instagram.
How do they find you? Twitter? What if they want to connect?
You know, you can contact A for the Twitter. I'm horrible with Twitter, so just to let you know.
You guys can follow me on Twitter, at Runner4CP. It's a Twitter name because I used to run a track for Cliffside Park. Long story, but you know, I had the Twitter name, never changed it. Always stay the same person.
You know,
that's the dream. You know, that's the life.
So, any final thoughts?
Just you know, thank you for having us. Just a big shout out to all the friends and family that supported us. I just want to say what's up to my mom. For the artists that we have on our record label, shout out to Swang, shout out to Osorius, shout out to everybody. Momo, Kareem, Jay, salute to you in the Navy. Thank you guys for everything you guys do. Momo and Kareem picked me up every time I fell, so thank you.
How about you, Mohammad?
I just want to thank you for having us here.
Absolutely.
I want to thank A, because we've been working hard on this, and plus everyone in the back end of BSNYC. I want to thank them too. All the artists are coming out. It's going to be crazy, and hopefully you interview them one day too. But, everything is great, so alhamdulillah, I'm blessed.
Thank you guys again so much for being here.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information about this or any other Carpe Diem, you can write to us at the email address on your screen, carpediem@mail.montclair.edu, or call us at 973-655-5158. I'm Nina Kharoufeh. Thanks for watching.